Then she starts emailing, I love you to him. And then I catch an email.
You're exaggerating.
She makes a fake app, the texting app. That fake app goes and downloads a fake app. And now she's texting
because he goes through my call log and he calls every number on there.
I am pregnant by someone else, and you didn't want it to believe it. Maybe it hurted you because I had sex with someone else, but I've told you that I was not pregnant by you.
You never told me that.
You know you're lying.
No, I'm not
Then
lying.
how did I pass that lie detector test?
I don't know.
Ms. Forrester, what is your recollection of the relationship?
Slept together on and off for about 3 months.
So here's the scoop. Mr. Bell claims he's shelled out a cool $7,000 on a kiddo he's absolutely sure isn't his. He's pointing fingers at his ex, Ms. Clemens, accusing her of pulling the wool over his eyes by claiming her 8-month-old son Major is his. This is just the beginning of a wild ride, folks.
Mr. Bell, you say you've spent approximately $7,000 caring for a child you are positive is not your son, and you know who the father is. You say your ex-girlfriend, Ms. Clemens, duped you into believing her 8-month-old son, Major, is yours.
Ms. Clemens fires back, completely denying Mr. Bell's wild accusations, confident that the DNA test will seal the deal and prove Mr. Bell is the father. Grab your popcorn, because this drama isn't cooling down anytime soon.
Ms. Clemens, you say Mr. Bell's accusations are false, and you're certain the test will prove Major is his son. So, Mr. Bell, what have you done for Ms. Clemens and her son?
I've done everything, Your Honor. I moved from California to go be out there with her with the baby.
Plot twist alert. Mr. Bell is all kinds of troubled because the baby came out way lighter than he expected. He drops a bombshell about a mysterious white man being involved, which practically makes the audience's jaws hit the floor. Oh, and trust me, you'll want to stick around for what's coming next.
So why do you feel she duped you? You said she duped you.
Because look what the baby looked like. The baby looks white. This baby, I'm expecting a chocolate baby, and this baby came out white.
Come on now.
Wait a minute.
Like,
Life is not a game. It's not a game. Every baby comes out light.
No,
you know, every baby comes out light.
No, they don't.
Every baby comes out light.
No, they don't.
Here's where it gets spicy. There's this white dude who supposedly just wanted to get his hair braided by Ms. Clemens. She insists it was all professional and above board. Just a hair appointment, nothing fishy. But wait, it gets better. Keep watching.
Wait, the white guy wanted you to do his hair?
Yes.
The white guy want braids.
He has braids in his hair.
Okay, I actually have seen that before.
So it's not too, you know,
You're saying you've never heard of such. Jerome, have you ever had braids?
Only when I was a teenager.
You're saying there was this relationship with a gentleman that was white, and you said you've witnessed him texting Miss Clemens. Are you asserting in this courtroom today that you believe he's the father of this child?
Yes, Your Honor.
Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions. Mr. Bell paints us a picture of the birthday filled with excitement and nerves, which quickly turns to confusion and disbelief when the baby, sporting an afro, isn't the chocolate drop he expected. This revelation is about to stir up even more chaos.
The day Major was born, I'm excited. You know, me and her at the hospital. She's there. She's finna go into birth, and the doctors she's squeezing my hand. The doctors are like, push, push, push. You know what I'm saying? I see the little, here he come. I'm getting excited. I'm like, push, baby, push. You know what I'm saying? He come out like this. You know what I'm saying? And I just was all like.
What do you mean he comes out like this?
He come out, I seen the afro, so I'm thinking a little chocolate drop finna come out. You know what I'm saying?
Just when you think it couldn't get more tangled, Mr. Bell whips out a baby morph he made, trying to predict what Major would look like. The result, not even close to what he expected, and he's sure this proves something's up. The tension's building, and you won't believe what happens next.
Can I go to the board?
Absolutely, you can step to the exhibit.
Okay, Your Honor, this is me, as you can see, dark skin, not super dark, but I'm a dark skin, you know what I'm saying? And this is Miss Clemens, and you see she's like a cinnamon brown, you know what I'm saying? I did a baby morph, you know, to see, you know, put these together to see what the baby would look like with all, you know, with it being us, and this is what I got.
Seriously?
This is what I
Seriously?
got.
Okay, now my son's life is not
you know what
a
I'm
joke.
saying, Your
It's
Honor?
not a joke.
And this is what I got, you know what I'm saying? As far as with the complexion being.
In a surprising twist, Ms. Clemens brings out the big guns. The birth certificate with Mr. Bell's signature on it, as proof he once was on board with being the dad. This document just turned the heat up in the courtroom. Make sure you're seated for the dramatic conclusion.
What is that, Ms. Clemens?
It's his birth certificate. Mr. Bell actually signed the birth certificate. You know, if you're not the father,
I signed the birth certificate believing I was the father. California to fly to Kansas City believing I was the father.
After he seen that my son was supposedly white, he still signed the birth certificate. He actually argued in the hospital because he told me if I didn't give my son his last name, that he wasn't going to sign it.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to sign it. I thought I could remove my name from the birth certificate.
But still now, I'm upset because he's still denying my son.
Here comes a heart tugger. Mr. Bell shares his tough backstory of growing up without a family, which fuels his desire to be a solid dad for Major, no matter what the DNA says. It's a poignant moment that sets the stage for an even more emotional reveal.
I was always looking out for me. I didn't mind mind if I got in trouble or whatever. I was always looking out for me. And I always told myself I would change my life when I had somebody else to care about, which would be a child. When he came and she told me she was pregnant, I'm done. Running the streets, fast money, I'm done. And I left. I flew out there. When she found out she was pregnant, she wanted to go back home. I sent her back home, and once the baby came, I left everything and went out there.
The moment of truth has everyone on the edge of their seats. Judge Lake delivers the DNA result, and
Mr. Bell, you are the father.
Thank you. Thank you. It took all of this. It took all of this just to show you. It doesn't make sense. It took all of this, right? Wow.
I'm sorry, Miss Clem.
the courtroom buzz is electric as we dive into the drama of Moon Merrifield versus Merrifield. The judge, Judge Lake, is ready to steer the ship in this stormy sea of paternity doubts involving a 20-month-old toddler named Kane. Buckle up, folks. It's going to be a wild ride through Family Drama Central.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Moon Merrifield versus Merrifield.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Mrs. Moon Merrifield, you say your family is in jeopardy of being torn apart.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've dragged your husband, Mr. Merrifield, to paternity court to prove that he fathered your 20-month-old son, Kane.
Grab your popcorn, because Brittany Moon Merrifield has just upped the ante in the courtroom drama. She's dragged her husband, Devontae Merrifield, to court to prove he's the father of their son, while claiming that her family is hanging by a thread. There's enough emotional turmoil here to fuel a soap opera for months.
Mr. Merrifield, you believe your wife cheated on you and has been lying about Kane's paternity, and now you say a divorce is next. So, Mrs. Moon Merrifield, how do you feel having to come to court today?
I'm pissed.
Devontae isn't just standing by. He fires back, questioning the paternity of Kane, hinting at possible infidelity, and even tossing the big D, divorce that is, into the mix. His frustration is palpable, and this courtroom is turning into a pressure cooker with every passing second.
Nobody's perfect. He's made mistakes. I've made mistakes. I've given him 3 kids with 1 on the way, and he should know my character better than that, than to sleep around another man.
Mr. Merrifield, there's a lot at stake here today.
My family is on the line. I have divorce papers here.
Let me see that evidence. Jerome.
The plot thickens as the couple launches into a fiery exchange of who did what. They admit their fair share of mistakes amidst the flying accusations. This exchange is peeling back layers of their rocky relationship, revealing a saga filled with mistakes and misunderstandings. Keep watching. It's heating up even more.
Filled out, they're just what, awaiting execution?
I need to find out the answer if this is my child or not.
He always results to that. Anytime we have a fight or an argument or whatever, it's always divorce. I'm supposed to just melt to my feet. People have been through worse than what we've been through, and he always, just at the littlest thing, brings up divorce.
It's not a threat. It's the reason why we're here in the first place. Now, I caught her texting some dude that's supposed to be her ex-boyfriend that was right before my 2 sons was born.
Just when you think it can't get more intense, evidence of alleged infidelities comes out. Text messages, call logs, you name it, they've got it. The judge is scrambling to keep things orderly as the courtroom morphs into a battlefield of words and accusations. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to get bumpier.
This is just one text.
I admit it. I admit it to the text message.
From one person.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, but y'all talking about me
between your line,
going on a date.
I want to understand this. You say these are messages.
This is just the evidence that I have right now. I have
that you found.
Yes.
I admitted to all my
my messages right there. I'm talking to right there.
And so this is a message where you text this man.
Yes.
Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? The couple reminisces about their love story that started in their teen years, painting a picture of a relationship that has seen better days. Their history is like a seasoned soap opera plot, minus the commercial breaks. And guess what? There's more drama around the corner.
He was in junior high. I was in
13.
high school.
I was 13. She was 14. I used to walk to school, pick up those little things that you blow, and you close your eyes and make a wish.
Yes.
I used to walk to school in 7th grade, and I used to see those and pick them up and wish like, oh, I love this girl. I wish I have a family and kids by this, And I used to wish for that all the time.
Really, Mr. Merrifield?
So I was her first boyfriend, first everything, So she wants to experience other men and other things. So I'm like, okay, I have to deal with that. She'll break up with me.
Devontae dives deep into his sea of doubts about Kane's paternity, unleashing a torrent of suspicions about Brittany's loyalty. His tale of text discoveries and emotional battles shows just how tangled their marital web has become. The revelations are just getting started, so don't go anywhere.
Doubt that I have. The reason why I have doubt is I found her texting 3 different dudes. 3 of them she already slept with and she loves. She's texting these guys that they love each other.
One of my
She's
first
texting these
people
guys
I
that they
talked
love
to.
each other. Then she starts emailing, I love you to him. And then I catch the email.
You're exaggerating now.
She makes a fake app, the texting app. That fake app goes and downloads a fake app. And now she's texting
Because he
from a
goes
fake
through my
app.
call
Now she
log
got
and
the
he
fake
calls
number.
every
She's
number
calling them.
on there.
Family and friends take the stage, adding their 2 cents and then some, enriching the narrative with their personal insights and accusations. It's a family affair turned public spectacle, and everyone has something to say about it. The next chapter promises even more jaw-dropping moments.
I didn't get a Mother's Day gift. He don't take no time. He don't put no thought into it. Well, I didn't know what to do. Like,
No, that's
he's
a
so
lie,
worried
bro.
about me pleasing
That's a
him
lie,
and
'cause
everything
you know
like
what?
that.
She gets
But
so
he does
much-
not.
Enjoy texting
Yes,
or
I
talking
do.
to other
Yes.
men.
He criticizes everything I do. Oh, I would have had this whole thing done within an hour. You're supposed to do it this way. I don't live with my father, never have.
Judge Lake steps in, trying to cut through the fog of drama with pointed questions about the timing of Devontae's doubts and the couple's intimacy during the conception period. This probing could lead to breakthroughs or breakups, and you won't want to miss what comes next.
So now you know that there is at least a possibility this child can be yours.
Yes.
Do you have that your wife intimate with anyone else during that time
Besides
as well?
the text messages, but her ex-boyfriend, the one who I think might be was talking to his mother and sent her a picture of his 1-year-old son around the same age as my son.
Why do you think she sent the picture?
So she could compare.
So you think her ex is the father and that's why she sent the picture?
That's the possibility.
As if family drama wasn't enough, external pressures and meddling relatives throw extra spice into the mix. The couple debates the impact of familial advice on their marital woes, highlighting how external voices can amplify personal dramas. The stakes are high, and the next move is crucial.
Do I love you, Devontae?
Yes, you do.
I'm always telling her to be with you.
Because she always taking your advice.
You make
Your advice
no sense.
ain't always the right advice.
Do you believe Cain is your
I know
grandson?
Cain is his. I know Cain is his.
You do?
My daughter would tell me. She told him before when it was Kaveh, my first grandson, that he knew. He knew that might have been a possibility.
We had just got together.
But I didn't.
And he thought Kaveh wasn't his.
I didn't have
When
no doubts
Kaveh
about
came
that.
out, identical to
I couldn't
him.
get pregnant for 9 years. I could not get pregnant.
Amidst a volley of accusations and tears, Brittany and Devontae lay bare the emotional and personal stakes of their dispute. Their heated debate sheds light on the deep-seated issues plaguing their relationship. Stay tuned, because the climax of this courtroom saga is just around the corner.
He's always changing his
They're
story.
always saying, no, you guys are always saying that he don't got the
When
eyes.
he's
he don't
mad
got
at
the...
that, he don't look like me
I say
anyway.
that to hurt
He
you.
looks
I say that to
nothing
hurt
like.
you,
Then he
but I
goes,
don't really-
oh, they're brothers through you because you're both their mother.
So let's just break this down. If Cain is your biological child, you want to work on this marriage?
But we can't have a third party in it, and it's not gonna be successful.
We don't even live close to her.
Hey,
I don't even get in y'all business no more like that. Don't lie,
Don't even
Devontae.
start.
Drum roll, please. The moment of truth arrives with the paternity test results.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Merrifield, you are Cain's father.
In a surprising turn of events, Mr. Carroll steps up to the plate, claiming he is the biological father of Ms. Goggins' 26-year-old daughter, Shirletha Carroll, despite being told otherwise when Shirletha was just a kindergartner. He stands firm in his belief that he is her dad, setting the stage for a dramatic courtroom showdown.
Mr. Carroll, you are here to prove to your ex-girlfriend, Ms. Goggins, that you are the biological father of her 26-year-old daughter, Shirletha Carroll. You say when your daughter was 5 years old, the defendant told you another man was her father, but you refused to believe it.
Then, out of left field, Ms. Goggins throws a curveball by countering Mr. Carroll's claim, stating that the real dad is a man from a one-night stand, and not just any man, a hairdresser. This bombshell sends shockwaves through the courtroom and visibly shakes Mr. Carroll.
Ms. Goggins, you claim that you had a one-night stand and he is your daughter's real father. So, Mr. Carroll, what will these results mean for you today?
Oh, it mean an awful lot, because it's been many years that done went.
I understand, sir. Take your time.
Amid the chaos, Mr. Carroll delivers a heartfelt monologue, pouring out his emotions and declaring his undying belief in his paternity of Shirletha. The audience rallies behind him, offering applause that echoes his deep-seated conviction. It's a soap opera-worthy moment that sets the bar high for courtroom drama.
All of these years, you never had doubt.
No, man, I never, and truthfully, I've never been emotional like this. So it really means a lot for me, because in my heart, I know she knows she's my daughter. I always told her she.
The plot thickens as a debate erupts over the timeline of revelations about Shirletha's paternity. Mr. Carroll reminisces about a pivotal moment when Ms. Goggins intended to reveal the truth to Shirletha right in front of him, marking a memorable and intense chapter in their saga.
When do you remember?
She never told me that. I tell you for a fact, she never told me that.
Yes, I did.
You never told
yes,
me that.
ID. I am pregnant by someone else, and you didn't want it to believe it. Maybe it hurted you because I had sex with someone else, but I've told you that I was not pregnant by you.
You never told me that.
Cue the dramatic music as the birth certificate becomes the next major player in this drama. Mr. Carroll's name is on it, but why? Was it a clerical romance or a mistaken identity? The debate over this piece of paper could rival any daytime TV plot twist.
I said, Shalitha is not your child. You never wanted to listen to me saying that it wasn't your child. I received the birth certificate, I seen Jesse's name. I did not never sign the bottom, agree with what was on the birth certificate. So when it came
You
to
have the birth certificate?
Let me see that. I have a birth certificate.
As if the stakes couldn't get any higher, Ms. Goggins doubles down, adamantly stating that Mr. Carroll is not the father and credits the hairdresser as the biological dad. She's sticking to her story like a season finale cliffhanger.
Ms. Goggins, are you saying that he's not the father because he hasn't stepped up as a father, because he hasn't provided? Or are you saying that he's not the father because he's really not the biological father in your mind?
He's not the father of my child right here. The hairdresser is. And I always told her that.
Shirlitha steps into the limelight, sharing her emotional turmoil and identity crisis, having been torn between two potential fathers and multiple family narratives. It's a tangled web of who's who and who's not, and Shirlitha is at the center, trying to make sense of her familial script.
Where you spent time with this other guy that you thought was your biological father.
Yes, I was there.
Did you ask a question like, why does my birth certificate have Mr. Carroll on it?
I did. I asked my mom once I got the birth certificate and seen that he was on there. I asked her, and basically she said, ask the other guy. She told me ask the other guy why he's not on there.
Did you ever ask him?
No, I never asked him.
And here comes the big reveal. The judge delivers the DNA test results, and lo and behold,
Mr. Carroll, you are her father.
The drama in the courtroom is just getting started. The case of Quarles versus Forrester is introduced by the court clerk, Jerome. The judge warmly greets the court attendees, and the audience enthusiastically responds back. There's definitely a vibe that today is going to be one heck of a ride.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Quarles versus Forrester.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Mr. Quarles, both you and your wife have petitioned the court today for a DNA test for 4-year-old Sierra Forrester. You claim that due to a one-night stand, you are now in financial shambles caused by child support for a child.
The plot thickens immediately. Judge Lake addresses Mr. Quarles, who lays out his request for a DNA test for 4-year-old Sierra Forrester. He voices his doubts about being the father and paints a grim picture of his financial woes caused by the child support payments. It sounds like his wallet is crying for help.
Ms. Forrester, you initially claimed Mr. Quarles was not your daughter's father, but you are 100% certain that he is. And when proven, you expect him to financially support her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Things start heating up. Ms. Forrester confidently asserts that Mr. Quarles is indeed the father and expects him to pony up financially for their daughter. This leads to a discussion about how the child support payments are basically turning Mr. Quarles' life upside down. Strap in, folks. The emotional roller coaster is just departing the station.
We fight all the time about it. A car, I can't get nothing in my name. My checks is only $40 to $50 every 2 weeks because my child support is getting taken out.
So you are having child support garnished from your checks.
Right.
And this is causing problems in your marriage.
Right.
But you do not think this child is yours.
No.
Cue the confusion and frustration. Mr. Quarles dives into a story about discovering he was on child support through a letter sent to his old house. He's baffled and annoyed about being named the father by default because he missed the court date. You can't make this stuff up.
And is he on the birth certificate as well?
No, I'm not.
He wouldn't come up to
Mr.
the
Quarles,
hospital
how
to
did
sign
you
it.
even find out you were on child support?
A letter got sent to the old house that we used to stay at that I had to go to court. I never knew that. It was a month later. I'm getting put on child support. I just want to know, how do they do that?
The tension is palpable. Years after the fact, Mr. Quarles reveals he was denied a request for a DNA test, which Ms. Forrester explains was due to procedural hoops. He needed to be the one to request it. The plot twists in this courtroom saga are better than a daytime soap opera.
Did you request a DNA test?
Yes.
And you were what, denied?
Denied.
He didn't request a DNA test till 2 years ago because I asked the child support for a DNA test. They said no, that he has to be the one to ask.
Are you up to date on this child support?
No, ma'am.
You don't make enough money to pay this child support.
Is that?
They garnish
so
your wages.
Yes, they garnish regardless of my wages, on that check, I gotta do other.
But you have arrears as well.
Right.
The stakes are sky high now. The severity of Mr. Quarles' situation is underlined as he faces potential jail time for child support arrears. Ms. Forrester admits she initially denied Mr. Quarles was the father to protect his relationship. Drama, 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 and it's not over yet.
All for a child that you don't believe is your biological child.
Exactly.
Because you missed a court date.
Yes.
You say you initially said he was not the father.
Right.
Then you changed it.
Yes, ma'am.
How did that happen?
Because Hernandez came up to me and asked me if he was the father. I didn't want to cause any problems between their relationship, so I told her, no, he wasn't the dad.
We're in having a relationship with Mr. Quarles, even though he was in a relationship with his now wife.
Right.
An explosive exchange over the nature of Mr. Quarles and Ms. Forrester's relationship unfolds, including a revelation of a one-night stand that Ms. Forrester insists was more frequent. It's like a he said, she said with a dash of Maury Povich thrown in for good measure.
Or did you have sex with her?
Yes, I did.
Did you use protection?
No, I didn't.
So how often were you having sex with her?
It was just a one-night stand.
You're saying that it was more than one time.
Yes, ma'am.
So you volunteered for a lie detector test because you say you had sex with him more than once.
Yes.
Mr. Quarles, before I read these, I don't know what the answers are and what the results are, but I just want to give you an option. Are you sure you only had sex with her one time?
Yes, Your Honor.
You could cut the tension with a knife. Results from a lie detector test reveal that Ms. Forrester was telling the truth about having multiple encounters with Mr. Quarles. This just adds more fuel to the fiery dispute over paternity and the real story of their interactions. Popcorn, anyone?
Mr. Quarles, maybe you need to rethink this relationship.
She may not know who she was sleeping with and just called him all year, since she's saying she only was with one black man. Other black men at the same job claim to have slept with her too.
Okay. But the other black men aren't named Quarles.
The drama just keeps coming. As the courtroom tension hits a new peak, Ms. Forrester stands by her claim about Mr. Quarles' involvement only after a lie detector test, while Mr. Quarles sticks to his one-time encounter story. Folks, grab your seats because this courtroom circus isn't pulling into the station anytime soon.
You know you're lying.
No, I'm not
Then
lying.
how did I pass that lie detector test?
I don't know.
Ms. Forrester, what is your recollection of the relationship?
Slept together on and off for about 3 months.
And how often during that 3 month time were you intimate?
About 5 to 8 times.
You tell Mr. Quarles it's his child?
Yes.
What was his response?
First.
He came over that night and I showed him 5 different pregnancy tests. I told him that I was pregnant.
Every word counts now. The story spirals further with controversies about Ms. Forrester's relationships at her workplace, suggesting multiple co-workers were involved with her. This revelation throws another curveball into the paternity mystery. What's next? Alien abduction theories?
My wife goes up there and confront her. She says, no, I am not the father.
I confronted him. I kicked him out. I went and found her wiping tables, and I asked her, I said, I heard you were pregnant. Is that yours, baby? She said, no. I said, well, whose baby is it then?
Do you think she was sleeping with other people besides Mr.
Yeah,
Quarles?
everybody's saying she was being promiscuous around the job.
The emotional climax is here. Judge Lake finally reads the DNA test results.
Mr. Quarles, you are the father.
That's good.